We have some breaking news to share with you today. This is on the heels of the Americans on the verge of being evicted from their homes due to the recent eviction moratorium expiring on Saturday. President Biden has been trying all week to reinstate the eviction ban for at least 30 more days. Well, he just figured out a workaround. President Biden announced a limited eviction moratorium that could likely last until October. This is going to help so many Americans that are on the verge of being evicted. Landlords are in the process with the courts and trying to get rid of people because of failure to pay their rent. And it appears that President Biden has come up with a way to prevent that for a little while longer. Also, today we're going to be discussing the $1,200 monthly stimulus check proposal, and we have some very hot news coming out of New York City regarding the governor, Andrew Cuomo. Boy, is he in some big trouble. He probably won't be the governor by the end of this year. And lastly, guys, we have our first state mandating in order to participate in indoor activities. I'm going to tell you who that is shortly, but if this is your first time to the channel, hey, welcome and glad to have you. On this channel, we talk about finance, real estate, credit cards, Bitcoin and crypto, and stimulus update news. So if you're interested in any of those, go ahead and hit the subscribe button for me. That way you can join our community. Also, if you end up liking the content in this video or even laughing at one of my jokes, then be sure to like this video. Other than that, guys, hey, let's go ahead and jump back into the video. Okay, guys, things have taken a turn for the worse on Sunday as the eviction moratorium expired Saturday night. The White House and Democrats failed to extend the moratorium before Congress went on their August recess break. Now, protesters have been slamming Nancy Pelosi. They even went to Pelosi's house on Sunday and placed an eviction notice on her door. All week long, tenants are afraid of when they may receive a knock on the door with someone coming to evict them from their homes. AOC even slammed the Democrats in the White House for failing to take action when they had the chance to extend the eviction moratorium. She even stated that we cannot in good faith blame the Republican Party. The Democrats in the House and the White House are responsible, as millions of Americans are at risk of being kicked out of their homes. So when you start seeing your own party member call the president out on failing the American people, we can't ignore that, guys. Good for AOC, and I agree, Biden must be called out for this, and he has been. And as a response, President Biden came out on Tuesday and announced that his administration and the CDC are issuing a targeted eviction ban on renters. They acknowledged that the White House allowed the nationwide moratorium to expire on Saturday, which in turn upset the progressive House Democrats who warned them that millions of Americans could lose their homes. Biden said that the CDC has drafted a new eviction moratorium that would be aimed at protecting tenants in counties with substantial and high levels transmissions, meaning this is only for those areas where cases are extremely high right now. Biden said this moratorium will expire on October the 3rd. Now, my question is, why is this eviction moratorium targeted to certain areas or counties with a high rate of cases? What about the people who can't pay their rent in the areas where cases are not as high? Does it mean that those individuals don't need the same assistance as others? What do you guys think about this? The Biden administration stated that about 90% of the U.S. population lives in these affected targeted areas. So this new eviction moratorium would affect 90% of Americans that live here. So yes, guys, hey, President Biden is trying to correct the wrong that his administration has done towards the people. I will say I will give him an A+ for at least admitting that he messed up, as well as his administration, and for trying to fix or correct the issue. Let me know your thoughts on this as well, guys. Now, without this newly eviction ban, more than 15 million people living in the U.S. were behind on their rental payments could face eviction, according to the study by the Aspen Institute. Now, interesting enough, some lawmakers believe that the eviction ban is unconstitutional. Just last month, the U.S. Supreme Court issued a ruling making it abundantly clear that the eviction moratorium is unconstitutional. Courtney Levinas, the Arizona Multi-Housing Association, stated that it's It's shocking that President Biden would force property owners to face financial jeopardy and potential bankruptcy, while allowing others to continue to go more than 17 months without paying any rent. She said, how long are private property owners going to be forced to bear the burden expense, meanwhile receiving virtually no help at all from the broken government system that has failed at providing stimulus relief aid to landlords? So, with me being a landlord myself, Courtney is clear right there, guys. The eviction moratorium is saving the tenants, but on the flip side, they could potentially cause the landlords to end up in bankruptcy and lose their homes anyways. It's still a messed up situation for everyone. Luckily, me myself, I still have 4 tenants that are still consistent with paying their rent, so I am blessed for that. But I still feel the pain that tenants who can't afford their rent that they are having right now. I just wish that there was a better way to handle all of this. But do you guys have any thoughts towards this issue? Right now, people that are struggling to pay their rent have applied for rental assistance, but the process is very broken and it takes a very long time to receive notification whether they are approved or not. Some people have been on the waiting list in their own counties for more than 3 months, waiting on this rental assistance. Now, moving on to monthly stimulus checks. This new proposal that was introduced by Representative Ilhan Omar calling for monthly reoccurring stimulus checks. This proposal is calling for $1,200 monthly checks to be provided for adults and $600 checks to be provided for children. This proposal was introduced on Friday and has been picking up a lot of traction and support lately. Progressive Democrats are getting behind this proposal as they too want to see monthly stimulus checks. This proposal is called the Support Act, which is known as the Sending Unconditional Payments to People Overcoming Resistances to Triumph. That's a pretty long name, guys. But these payments would be considered as a government assistance or guaranteed income, which is similar to the monthly child tax credits that started last month. And now Democrats are calling for this proposal to be included in the next stimulus package, which is the 4th stimulus package that's also known as the Americans Families Plan. Now, the introductory details of this bill have been released, which is to create a guaranteed income program for adults and children, while following similar pilot programs in local cities nationwide. Now, in order to qualify for these payments, it would be for adults who make less than $75,000 per year and head of households making less than $120,000 per year. Now, families would receive an additional $600 for every child in their household, including undocumented immigrants and people without bank accounts. Also, be aware that this proposal is similar to the petition that Stephanie Bonham created on change.org, where she is calling on the federal government to provide $2,000 monthly stimulus checks. In her petition, she said, "We need immediate checks and reoccurring payments so that we can keep our heads above water." That petition has almost reached its original goal of 3 million signatures, which is going to be one of the largest petitions on change.org. Also, this 4th stimulus package will be the biggest one ever as well, $3.5 trillion to be exact. So far, the White House has yet to endorse a 4th stimulus check at this time. Now, so far, the details have yet to be ironed out for this proposal, and as we know, the stimulus checks tends to be added to the stimulus packages, usually at the end of the negotiations, which we know how those negotiations can be. However, considering the Democrats have the power right now, I have the power in my hand, they can pretty much pass whatever they want to, considering they plan on using the budget reconciliation process to get the 4th stimulus package approved and signed. So they very well could adopt this proposal from Omar and bring those $1,200 monthly checks into the plan. Now, considering children are already receiving monthly stimulus checks from the child tax credits, they might not provide the additional $600 in the 4th stimulus package, but that's just my opinion. But they still want to provide the adult tax credits, so the $1,200 monthly checks could be for the adult tax credits. So it's pretty clear that they might actually see reoccurring payments for adults coming very soon, guys. And I had someone in the comment section ask me about whether these $1,200 monthly checks would go to those on Social Security like SSI, SSDI, or VA veterans. And the answer is yes. This would be considered the same as the 1st and the 2nd and the 3rd stimulus checks. So that would apply to those on Social Security recipients to receiving this fourth stimulus check from this proposal in the fourth stimulus package. So yes, the seniors, the Social Security recipients would receive these adult tax credits that will be provided in this proposal as stimulus checks. Now, if the Democrats adopt this proposal into the fourth stimulus package, I don't know about you guys, but I sure hope that they approve of these adult tax credits or the adult stimulus checks for sure. This could help so many struggling families catch back up or at least give them an additional boost that they need. This month should be a lot of negotiations regarding the physical infrastructure bill and the human infrastructure bill for the American people, and I will keep you guys posted as usual. And now it's time for our daily news bites. Governor Andrew Cuomo of New York, he is in big trouble again. The New York Attorney General announced on Tuesday that their investigation into the reports of the blank harassment charges against Cuomo have shown that he has harassed current and former employees and that he violated federal and state law. Now, after this news broke, Cuomo gave a response towards the allegations of the harassments, which I listened to them and I'm not sure that's going to help him at this point. Multiple people, including the president and other Democratic governors in nearby states, have suggested that Cuomo resign from his position. Now, unfortunately, I can't play that video for you guys because the YouTube algorithm might not like that specific content in that video, but you guys probably already know what type of harassment I am referring to. Cuomo plans on fighting these allegations in court. I think he will probably resign within the next week or so. It's just too much pressure on him at this point, guys. Also in New York, they will become the first state to implement a mandate for certain indoor activities. Mayor de Blasio said he would encourage shots to increase to combat the spread of the Delta virus. This mandate will be known as the Key to New York City Pass. This order comes days after the U.S. had more than 100,000 cases reported in 24 hours. This new mandate will go into effect on August the 16th, with full enforcement beginning September the 13th. And with that being said, guys, hey, this has been another fourth stimulus check update for today. Also, guys, don't forget about that Webull promotion where you can get those 2 free stocks to start investing in 2021. All you have to do is just deposit $5 to get started and you could receive stocks up to $2,000 if you get lucky. Also, don't forget about the free Amazon Prime membership for 30 days so that you can experience all of their services for free. Both of those links will be down below in the description. Now, if you enjoyed any of this information or found it to be useful, be sure to hit the like button for me. It definitely helps out a lot and it also tells YouTube to share this video with others. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button for me so that you can be a part of this community and hit the notification bell to be notified of each new video. Again, as always, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video.